Dayenne, we want some fashion advice.
Oh, here we go.
So, what do you think the biggest kind of faux pas is for women over 40? And then any advice you can give on style and fashion and kind of your philosophy?
The first thing that comes up is that a lot of women think that when they turn 40 and older, they have to hide themselves by wearing things that are too big because their body changes. Right? We just talked about menopause. Menopause makes your body change, and then they think that they have to wear things that cover those hips and their butts and their stomach and all those things. And there are so many good ways that you can still be fashionable and still hide a little, maybe, because if that makes you feel comfortable, you should do it. But yeah, I would like to take that away and show women that you don't have to hide. It's about putting the right things on your body, and then you don't have to hide underneath a big t-shirt or a big sweater or something. So that is one of the things that I would say to women 40 and up.
But also, Dayenne, wait.
Yeah.
Also, that they should spend a little more time in dressing up.
They should, because they don't. I mean, what you're noticing, 40 and up, because they don't know anymore. I mean, I think that happens most of the time. They don't spend a lot of time anymore. They just put on what they know and they think would look good or would hide their bodies, and they will go out and they would just just don't know how to cope with that new body anymore. And even women that which their body doesn't change that much, they just maybe it has to do with being tired of all the things that are really expected of them already, that they don't have and spend the time to really look in their closet and see what they can wear that's a little bit more fashion.
Gosh, I think that, you just strike body image, because one of the things I noticed more today than maybe 30 years ago, let's say, is that women seem to be embracing their body image in a positive way. Yeah. And are you finding, if you look back, you two have been in the fashion industry a long time, but if you look back, you're starting, as compared to today, like I saw a view, in fact, one of the women you featured on Andbloom in France.
Caroline.
I saw her in underwear. And you too, girl. Wow, you rocked that. It's so beautiful to see the body shapes.
She looks great now in her pink underwear.
This is a real positive reinforcement for the body, that all women, no matter what shape, what size, they really are beautiful.
Yeah, they are. And that's what we I would love them to show more with fashion. To show more of their body, I mean, we get a lot of questions, right? When we when I'm styling for Andbloom, and Dee and I are going through the styling and looking at what we are going to put on the women. And sometimes we get I remember, I don't know, one of the shoots, and I put on like a normal denim shirt because I looked at her eyes, and she had like really beautiful blue eyes. So I put on a denim shirt, and she looked at herself in the mirror, and she was amazed. She's like, oh my God, I think I should put on or buy a denim shirt. And I'm like, wow, this is for us working in fashion. Maybe it's like a really easy thing, right? But for a lot of women, it's like reinventing themselves and reinventing what looks good on me, and just doing it. Just try it. I mean, when they see Dee wearing this striped turtleneck, they would look at her and say, oh, that looks good, but they don't want to try it on themselves. Try it. Just
yeah.
see how it looks. I mean, and I see you, Sharon and Julie, you are both wearing like prints, right? Those are so beautiful to put on, and just, it gives that little oomph that you need.
Yeah.
It's like small things, right? But it's so important.
I think it can be I mean, I find this for myself, and I hear this from other women, that as you get older, you second guess yourself what you should be wearing, what fashion is as you get older. And then also for me, I'm telling you, it's about fabric and comfortability now. Also, I want things that feel good, because I will jump out of my skin if something is not, feeling like it should. So I think for women, you second guess yourself. You're not as confident sometimes about finding those things.
That's true.
It does make you feel better.
Yeah, it is. I think that, let's say if we go to essential things that women need in their closet, it's like a good pair of jeans, because there's a jeans fitted for every woman's body. They think there's not, and they have to go out and find, maybe look even more than before when they were younger, but like a nice pair of jeans, a denim shirt, a black blazer. We always talk about a little black dress. It doesn't have to be a little black dress. It does have to be, it could be like a black blouse, you can have in your closet, but something with color or a print, it's so important, because that could change that denim jeans that you're wearing into something more fashion, or a little bit of a shoulder, or, there are so many little things, but those are the essential things that you need in a closet of a woman.
True. Yeah, true. I think what also would help big time is to see more older women in fashion campaigns and
It would.
you can actually see what it looks like when they're wearing it. And now we have nothing to look at, because if you go to a shop, you see billboards with young models, and you buy a magazine, you go like, oh, what's the new fashion? And you only see young models. So I think that would help if there would be size 0 to all bigger sizes in all ages, in all colors and shapes. That would help.
Yeah, and that's why, again, and when I do styling with Dee for Andbloom, women, it opens their eyes again, not only about what Dee talks about or other things, but also fashion-wise, because we show that you can put on a suit and look really fashionable, or you can put on this jumpsuit, a denim jumpsuit, or all those different things. Now she has this platform that she can show what we are missing in magazines. And that's a really cool thing.
It is a cool thing. In fact, I have to tell you, Dee, I went out and bought a jumpsuit this summer just because I look in your jumpsuits, and yes, I said, I want that. I want that.
It's a must-have.
I can't, and Dayenne, no, I don't know if you've worn a jumpsuit, but everything you wear.
Yeah, your site is really inspiring.
It is.
It's given me, and especially during the time of COVID, just a little complacent with what you're wearing, and what the two of you do. It does. Oh, I could wear something like that. It looks so beautiful, and it is really inspiring.
Right.
Yeah.
And I do appreciate, oh, go ahead. I was just going to say, Dayenne, I do appreciate on the blog that you have those fashion moments and give those fashion tips. I soak that up. So those are wonderful.
I love doing those. I mean, I love writing those down with Dee, because it's really, I mean, what women want to see a lot of times on Andbloom is what is in her closet, what is she wearing. So we started with that. We talked about it. We came up with the idea. Let's start with that, like the closet essentials of Dee. And then when we went to Paris, I mean, we came up with let's talk about what Dee is wearing in Paris. You know,
I love that. Yeah, I love that.
That's a really cool way to show. Because the funny thing is, if you would run into her, she would look like that. It's not something that we are putting on a model. This is her in real life. She would wear that way. And that's really cool to show other women.
Yeah, I mean, I think defining the meaning of style for women from ages 40, 50, 60, what does that look like to you?
I don't know if you can define style for women. You know,
Yeah.
style is something that, I mean, it's something from, yeah, that's it, right? It's from the heart. The only thing you can do is push or inspire somebody to find, or women to find that inner person again, and to fire that up and to try things that they know they can put on, but they just don't dare putting on anymore. So style is something that's from the person's heart. So you cannot, I mean, fashion has tried to define style a long time. I mean, we were going through this circle, but it's not that if you put a style out there that every woman can wear it. It's from the heart. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's your personality that you wear in clothes,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Style or fashion is almost a form of art that if you feel like that today, you dress like that, and then the next day you're in a happy mood and you wear a big dress with colors and flowers.
Yeah.
Supposed to be. And I think the most important thing that women should remember is not to dress as your age, but as your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's the only lesson you should learn.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't wear a mini skirt. It's not because of my age, but I just don't think it fits my body really nice.
Right.
Yeah. And there are a lot of examples like that. I mean, Dayenne is not so very tall, so she hardly ever wears a jumpsuit. This summer she had a jumpsuit that was short-legged. Yeah. And that looked really, really cute. But it's when it's a long-legged jumpsuit, she looks very tiny. Yeah. So that's just doesn't work with her. And I don't wear short dresses that are wide, and they look great on Dayenne. They don't look great. I look like a lamp.
Yeah, it makes you look like a cupcake, though.
It is really.
Well, I'm not a very tall woman either. I'm like 5'4.5", but when I went to look for a jumpsuit, and I'm short-waisted, and you have that beautiful long length, but when I went to look for this jumpsuit, fortunately it was 3/4, so it wasn't, because also I would get lost too.
That's the way you go about fashion, right? You look at something, you get inspired, and then you find the one that fits your body best.
Right.
And that's also, it's a journey, right? You travel through this style. I wear things that I've been wearing for 20 years, and other things are new, and I combine them, and
me too.
But one of the things that people need, women, one of the tips that I gave in, I think, not a Closet Essential, but something that I wrote about fashion for women of 40 and up, is that we need to proportionize. So you need to know what to combine on top of each other. So if you want to wear like an oversized sweater like Dee and I do, you cannot, Dee can because she is tall, but I cannot combine like a really wide-legged oversized pants underneath it, because it makes me look like this really like a furry ball. It's like a ball, you know. I mean,
I understand that.
Here comes a blob coming. It's called, there's block, but this is a block.
Like So that doesn't work. So what I do is tell women, and that's a good one for now, is like, when you want to wear like an oversized sweater, put some leggings. Well, leggings is not a good word. Like a skinny jeans, because leggings you have to be careful with, but like a skinny jeans underneath it, because then it still gives you length. And it's the same way, the other way around. So if you're wearing, like said, a wide-legged pants, put like more a fitted top on top of it, because that will give you length too. So you have to proportionize. You have to know how to do that. I mean, I can wear those big dresses and they will look really cool. But then, I mean, when we went to Paris, I had one and it literally made me look like a cupcake. And I was so sad. So I make those mistakes too. I mean, but it's about proportionizing. It is.
Really good advice. So let's pivot the conversation a little bit. Dee, I know you've dealt with some negative feedback about the project, and you've actually written about it. And I love the way you deal with it, because you come right back with all open-hearted, all your honesty. How do you manage that? What's that percentage? Is it occasionally? Do you get it daily?
Yeah, it is daily, but it's very little, because I turned that option off, right? If you're not a follower, you cannot comment under my posts. And people that don't follow, they don't notice. They just think they can't comment. And as soon as I turned that off, I had it turned on for quite a bit a few weeks ago, and then straight away the sour thing, and they leave comments under my bloomers, and I get offended. I'm like, listen, these are my women. They are here to help so many beautiful women worldwide, and you are leaving shitty comments. Mm-hmm. So I turned it off again, because I get aggressive, because it's really bad. Women that are in their 60s leaving bad comments on a beautiful portrait of a woman in her 60s, it just doesn't rhyme.
Resonate.
No. It doesn't resonate. No.
Well, you become a mother bear. You've become a mother bear. Yeah. You're the mother bear to your women.
Exactly. I mean, if they leave a bad comment on my pictures, I'm like, oh, whatever. But as soon as it's on my bloomers, I'm like, hey, you're touching my women. No. So I turned it off, and then I get, of course, some DMs, but I always send them to Dayenne. And she's like, what? So funny. And then she's like, oh, she's crazy, just delete it. And I'm like, okay, and I delete it. So, yeah. But I have to deal with it with her, because by myself, I can get really sensitive about it.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure.
But if you look at the percentages, maybe 2% out of 100. So,
and unfortunately, probably these people are dealing with some real major issues about themselves. So usually it's a reflection of who they are. And that's unfortunate.
In the Netherlands, we say high trees catch a lot of wind. So, and
I like that.
If you have a lot of followers, there's also people that are full of criticism, and like in society, it's not any different.
Most of the times, they are just sour about themselves, and they just want to vent. They just want to tell you something to see if they can bring you down with them. And if you stand above that, what Dee really does really well, they don't get a chance to pull you down, and even if she feels a little bit vulnerable about something that they said, we talk about it, we laugh about it, and then it's done, it's gone, let's go, because she's busy with a bigger cost than all what those 2% of women try to say about others. So it's like,
and maybe in some small way, Dee, you're changing their minds too. Maybe in some small way, they are having to step back and look at themselves and say, wait a minute, life can be better thinking this way, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Or,
attitude.
Some kind of, new idea in their heads. I mean.
Right.
They're taking the time to comment on something, even though it may not be positive. Something in there might be clicking or not, but
you leave one of those negative comments on, and the tribe will descend on that person. They will eat them like the wolves will eat their prey, right?
Sometimes there's like a discussion starting underneath, and I'm like, okay, I'm backing off.
Yes.
It's really nice to see. I'm like, okay, so leave it to the tribe.
Yeah. We noticed that when we were going live also, more in the beginning of the quarantine, we were going live, and sometimes somebody would leave a nasty comment, and we didn't have to do anything. We would look at each other and we would see the comment. We didn't respond to it. And then the other women were like, immediately. I'm like, okay, that's a good thing.
They have your back.
So that's a good thing.
They have your back.
Sisterhood.
Yes. Most definitely.
So who are your mentors? I want to hear from both of you. Who are your mentors?
It's a really difficult question.
Yeah.
My mom, she was always positive about aging. I'd asked her in the past, how does it feel to become 40 or 50? And nowadays she's 71 or 72. No, 71. And she was always fine with it. So that was a good example. She was never making a problem about it, or, oh, I'm going old, or, oh, I'm going gray, or I'm getting wrinkles or whatever. So that was a good mentor, a good example. And other than that, there is, of course, a few women that are examples, and we all want to see more Iris Apfels on the street or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Linda Rodin is a beautiful example of a woman that I would love to be when I have her age. But there should be more mentors. Dayenne is my mentor.
That's what I wanted to say. I mean, we find like a mentorship in each other, and then next to that, we get inspired of like you said, Iris or Linda, or sometimes I would run into a very beautiful older women. I mean, I was in Antwerp, I think a year ago, and there was this lady sitting on a terrace, and she was dressed to perfection, and she was like, I think in her 70s, and that can inspire me. She's not a mentor at that moment, but it can be very inspiring. And for me, in my family, I see all my aunts and nieces grow older, and I love seeing that. I love seeing them growing older and having them as an example. My mom passed away when I was really young, so I didn't see her grow really old, because she was 46 when she passed. But she is still my mentor, though. I can remember a lot of things that she taught me and told me about being a woman, not even aging, but just being a woman. Yeah.
For our final wrap-up rapid fire questions, we wanted to turn the table on you guys and ask some of the Andbloom questions, because I just love the questions you ask your bloomers, and some of these were some of the highlights. And one is for both of you, what's the biggest risk you've ever taken?
Oh, your turn, Dee.
I took a lot of risks in my life. So the biggest risk I've ever taken. I didn't get to those questions. I thought you wanted me to ask you these questions.
Oh no!
I read Turn the Table and I was like,
this is your show, Dee.
This is my show. Well, as I said, I took some risks. I think one of the biggest risks was when I was 17, I took the train to Paris with a suitcase and 200 guilders back then. And I decided that I was going to be a model in Paris out of the blue. And that was a big risk because I didn't know if I would survive there or earn any money. And, my mother wasn't that rich that she could come and get me. So it was a big risk back then. But I'm happy I did it. And it made me into the woman that I am today. And the second risk was getting married, actually. I thought I was never going to get married in my life, but I did it. And I'm happily married already for 10 years. So that's, something that I'm proud of. And to become a mother, I think, was also a risk, both physically and also, you never know if you're fit to be a mom, I think. It's quite a big responsibility.
Yeah.
To be there. So I thought it was a risk, and I'm happy I did it. And I think I'm quite a good mom.
You're a really good mom. Yeah,
but I didn't know that up front. It was a risk. Yeah.
From all the pictures, from all the images I see, I think you're an awesome mom. You're an awesome mom.
Yeah. Yeah, she is. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, looking at her with Finn, and he is like this awesome little kid too. I mean, I'm in love with him. And the way she goes about it, with him, taking him everywhere with her. I mean, we're becoming like the four musketeers, right? We go everywhere, like the four of us. Not every day, thank God, but I mean, she would get fed up with me if I would there every day. But we will travel, the four of us, and he would grab my phone or her phone, and he would start taking pictures. And he would tell her like, "Hey, Mom, I'm blooming too. I'm doing Andbloom." And I'm like, "Look at this little boy! Isn't that great?"
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
she's a great mom. Yeah. She's juggling all of those things, and Bloom, and being a mom, being a wife, and being a BFF, and she's doing a great job. Yeah, I'm really proud of her.
Dayenne, what about you? What about risks?
I don't know. I mean, we are risk takers because me and Dee, we don't think about stuff. We just do it. I mean, even if it's something like, okay, are we going to do it? Let's do it. But for me, I think travel wise, I got booked to go to New York for 2 days. And I'm like, okay, fine. I just won't sleep. I'll just go. Didn't know anything about going abroad for work. So as a fashion stylist, so I did that. And maybe, I don't know, I'm a teenage mom. So having a child at a really young age, maybe that was taking a risk. I don't know.
They're good answers. They're all good answers. I think for a lot of risk takers, I think I consider myself a big risk taker too. You can't pinpoint every one, but there are a lot of them. But boy, those are good ones.
No, you just do it.
Yes.
Yes, you just do it.
Yeah. I mean, I think no idea is really for us, for me and Dee. I mean, we just come up with things, and if it feels right, let's do it. And then you go, and then you figure it out when you get there. I mean, we plan, of course, but yeah, it's
we really we help each other. I'm like, maybe we should do a giveaway. She's like, yeah, let's do a giveaway. We go to Paris. Yes, let's go to Paris. So, we're gonna shoot one bloomer there. No, let's do 2. Oh no, let's make it 3. We go 1 day. No, we go 2 days. And it just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And we'll just go. But that's the only way to live, I think.
Yeah,
it's true.
It's good. Okay, well, you kind of identified it, but what are you most proud of? Both of you.
I'm very proud of myself, actually. For the woman that I became. Really, it was one big struggle. If I look at myself being a teenager, and look at myself today, I'm like, wow, I've done so many things, and shoulder pad to myself. And of course, I'm proud of my husband. I'm proud of my son, but they are all in the package of the woman that I am. And I'm very proud that I am so open-minded that I grab every opportunity to grow and to learn and to listen and to look. And I'm really proud of being like that, because if I would have became bitter or sour or hurt from all the things that happened in my life, I wouldn't be like this today. No. So I'm proud of that I can still be open and happy.
What about you, Dayenne? What are you most proud of?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say me too. I mean, I'm very, very proud of my kids. I have a son and a daughter. But yeah, I'm really proud of me getting through what I've been through and staying as positive as I am. So it's almost the same. Yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really proud of myself, but everything is connected.
I think you both, in just those answers, you both defined what self-acceptance is, what self-love is, what self-care is. I didn't expect answers like that, and I just think they're brilliant, because you're right, that they're very inspiring. Don't you think, Julie?
Yeah, well, that's also what it means as you get older. It is that self-acceptance. It's being able to say, I'm really proud of who I am, because I've been through all of this.
Yeah.
And this is what comes out on the other side.
Yeah.
So,
well, this is one of my favorite questions that you always ask. And what's your superpower? I don't think there's ever even one superpower, but what do you guys both think your superpowers are?
Um, I think looking at things open-mindedly and thinking of a solution. I think in solutions. I don't think in problems. So I think that's a superpower, right? So when something is thrown at me, I think in solutions, not in problems.
Absolutely, you are like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And my superpower, my real superpower is that I am
so funny.
I'm so funny. Funny. No, I'm to the extreme persistent. Is that a right word? I bite myself in something and I not let go until I get what I want. And I've always been like that.
Yeah.
And it works for me. And it's a bit to the extreme because I can focus. I'm like, okay, I am going to start Andbloom. I'm going to do that. And then I'm like, bum. Every day a portrait, every day a message, every day I'm like, okay, I have to do this and I have to do it right because that is where I want to go. That is my mission. That is my goal. And that is where I'm going to go. I'm not going to go that way or that way or that way. It's that way. And let's go. And she's next to me. And then she's like, okay, I'm throwing her balls. She's sketching them and she's thinking in solutions. And I'm like, we have to go that way.
That is.
You know, we're a dream team.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah. It works. It works really well. It works really well. And like we said a lot of times, sometimes we have so many ideas and Dee comes with ideas and she knows where she's going. And I just have to reel her in sometimes, just a little, you know? Like, oh, come back. Like, let's,
like,
you know,
but yesterday, yesterday, are you sure? Because
I'm like,
but oh my gosh, you two are on the rocket ship.
It's a nice balance.
Yeah, I can just see an image of you two riding the rocket ship. It's fantastic.
That's a good one.
It is. There you are, girls. You're gonna have to come up with some portrait with that. Yeah. All right. So, what would you tweet to your younger selves?
I would write a book. Really?
Just one tweet? One
tweet, one short tweet. You're gonna make it. I mean, you're gonna make it. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna make it. Just follow your gut feeling. Do believe in yourself. Don't depend on other people. You are strong enough to do it yourself. You don't need anyone else until you meet Dayenne, and then you need her. But then, except for that, you're going to be fine. Yeah.
You make me laugh. It's so, I mean, we can talk for hours about, I mean, I'm thinking a lot of things about what you just said because we have such a special friendship. I just need to say that. It's unbelievable. And I really don't, I mean, I want to keep this like forever. And I know it's going to be forever, but it's so special. I just needed to say that right now. I don't know why. What was the question again? A tweet to my younger me, right?
But we're happy to have that answer too. Yes, but what would you say to your younger self?
Trust your inner voice more. I always been a person that if I would listen to what my inner voice would say, if I would have listened to what my inner voice would say, I mean, a lot of things would be maybe had gone easier. So I'm learning that now. So that's something that I would say to my younger self. So to trust myself more and to listen to that little voice.
How long have you guys been friends? I'm just curious.
Oh, that's a long time.
Is it?
Yeah.
A day.
I think, I mean, I've been a fashion stylist for almost 10 years. So how much is it? Like, are we going up to 15, 12?
Oh yeah, something like that. We started to work together and we hit it off straight away. But Dayenne was an assistant of a stylist that I worked with. And he was so jealous. He saw this sparkle between Dayenne and me. And he was like, he didn't like it. So he was always in the middle. But then after a while, we're like, okay, guy, on the side.
We would hide and call each other before shoots, right? So he would not know that we would call each other. So we would call each other in the car before shoots, and we would just have this thing. And it's still not, I mean, we still not can explain what that thing is, but it's a immediate love for each other. That's really,
It's love. It's like a pink cloud. She's like, I'm like, but Day, you're so beautiful. She's like, you're on a pink cloud. Very love. You don't see reality. I'm like,
funny. And I would do the same thing to her, and she would make a remark about herself that, you know, something is not good about her, and I would say, would you stop talking about my BFF that way? Like, stop talking about her. And, you know. Well, yeah, we can go on and on.
You two are perfectly matched and so good for each other. And when your souls met, they knew it was like finding your old pal again.
You needed each other.
Yeah. And I believe in that piece of eternity with the atoms. Your atoms are connected forever, for eternity. Yes. Did you two bring a quote, an affirmation that we could share with everybody out there?
I posted it the other day, and I had it in my quote box, and I took it out, and I thought, that is what it's all about. It's about attitude. Aging is about attitude. That's my quote for today.
Love it.
I have one written down. A mirror, mirror on the wall, I always get up after I fall. Whether I run, walk, or have to crawl, I'll set my goals and achieve them all.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And I think that's not only for me, but that's something for Dee too. I mean, that's the way we work. I mean, that's the way we trigger each other.
The way you roll.
The way you roll.
I love it, girls. Oh my gosh. I can't tell you how grateful we are to have had you on the show. We are so honored, and I wish Julie and I on that fated day could have gone on that airplane and spent that week with you two.
We wish. Yeah.
And I love you both, and thank you from the bottom of my heart for Andbloom. Thank you for your beautiful, beautiful styling of all those beautiful women and the stories.
Thank you.
Oh, and I can't wait to see you someday.
Yeah. If you're coming now in the future somewhere, we're gonna book the hotel room next to it because
Thanks for the work
really nice
that you
meeting
do.
you too.
It's really lovely meeting you both. All right. Good night.
And thank you so much for all the support. Thank you so much.